What are the odds now for this Speaker, with even thinner margins than the previous Speaker, McCarthy, that he can make a deal and hold on to his job?
Well, I think that most Republican members remember how awful the October period was when they went 3 weeks without a speaker. And they went through their entire roster that time. You know, we went through Steve Scalise, Jim Jordan. There's not another member waiting in the wings that can somehow unify the wildly dysfunctional House Republican conference. And what you see that I think is most interesting is Senate Minority Leader Mitch McConnell trying to step in, Joe Biden stepping in and saying, look, y'all, you obviously can't run this ship. We're going to have to do another short-term extension. I agree with your last speaker. I think an extension to March 22nd makes sense. Even April 18th, we don't have a deadline of any real impact or detriment until May 1st, when the 1% sequester kicks in. And so, of course, by that time, we will have effectively kicked the can for a year, which is not all that dissimilar to the last several years, where we have just been going, stopgap after stopgap. So I think Speaker Johnson hangs on to his job at this juncture, but the big test is going to be in that mid-March to mid-April timeframe when they have to write a big package, and it does not include the policy riders on abortion that Republicans want, or on gun control that Republicans want, transgender care, et cetera. None of that stuff's going to make it through the Senate. That's how math works, and they're going to have to reach that reality eventually.
Well, when you look at those policy riders, if individuals in Speaker Johnson's caucus are not going to get those policy provisions they want, then why wouldn't they just continue to hold out and get the 1% cut across the board that will take effect April 30th?
Yeah, exactly. And that was supposed to be the mitigating factor. That's why Speaker McCarthy committed to it in the first place. That wasn't designed to hurt Democrats. That was designed to hurt Republicans a year from now. So in the interim, if we can get, an agreement that avoids these really aggressive Pentagon cuts, that's what McCarthy expected would really help Republicans find a path to yes without their policy riders on abortion or gun rights or transgender care. That's the hope. That was the hope last year. The calculus isn't working out because now those, very small cadre of far right Republicans, there's maybe 3 or 4 of them are saying, hey, look, I'm fine. If it trims $100 billion in federal spending, I don't care where it comes from. Unfortunately, members in those districts where there are military bases, where there's a Navy base, they have a real problem with it. And they're not going to go along with their colleagues and let those cuts go into effect. So you're going to need to rely on Democrats again, which, of course, is going to be a reality anyway, since you got to get the bill through the Senate.